Right, so it's just after 6 AM. It's going to be a cracking day. Bike's all packed up and we're heading to Applecross. So I've never been, I've always wanted to go. I'm just going to go for one night just to see what the place is like, and if I like it, go back in the future. So let's get the bike out the garage. I won't start it until the last minute. Don't want to waken the neighbours. So there she is. Screen back on. Luggage packed. Tent. Clothes. Comfy seat. Don't want to forget a nice camp chair. First stop, the Green Welly. Well, it's going to be a nice day. Slightly chilly at the moment, but it's going to be nice once the sun comes up proper. So the plan is Green Welly, have a roll, coffee, in Fort William, and then across to Applecross. So really looking forward to it. So we'll see how things go. So this is on the road up the side of Loch Lomond, so it's a really nice road. So a few twisties and stuff, so it's good. It's not so good if you're in a car right enough and you're stuck behind folk in camper vans. At least on a bike you can get by a bit easier, but there's not really any rush. Some nice inversion there. Looks amazing. Awesome. So this place here is called the Drovers Inn. It's a really cool place. It's meant to be haunted. It's got loads of stuffed animals. A big massive stuffed bear when you go into the kind of lobby area. It's meant to be haunted, so they say. I've seen a few spirits in there right enough, but they've been behind the bar. This is Tyndrum, or Tyndrum, home of the Green Welly. It's a good stopping point. A lot of people stop here on their way up to Glen Coe because it's right at the bottom of the glen. No bikes here at the moment. Hey, first leg done. Made it to the Green Welly. So everything's still on the bike, nothing's fell off. I'm not talking about the bike, I'm talking about the stuff I've strapped on. It all looks pretty solid, so we will go and get a cup of coffee, maybe a roll, so catch you in a bit. Well, that bit didn't go according to plan. The actual main bit, the Green Welly, doesn't open till 8:30, so there's another wee place down there, the Good Food Cafe, that gets good reviews, so I'll head down there. I just don't want to hang about for 20 minutes. There is a wee snack stop that's open, but I don't tend to like that as much, so wait a minute. Would help if I took my keys out of my pocket. So I'll need to remember that for the future. It doesn't open till 8:30, the main bit. It's not really a problem. I wasn't going to go to the shops or anything. I was just going to go and get a coffee, and I can do that at the bit down the road here. So here we go. Or what do I do? Do I just go up Glen Coe and stop at the actual ski centre? You know what? I think I might just do that. Stop at the ski centre. Just keep going. Look at the traffic. So the West Highland Way walking route comes up this way. You quite often see a lot of hikers on the path at the other side. There's a couple over there. There's a railway line runs up there. You quite often see a lot of hikers wandering along. So we're heading up Glen Coe. There's going to be some spectacular scenery. We'll stop at the ski lift centre, I think, and have a quick coffee. Bridge of Orchy, or Orchy. I've always just called it Bridge of Orchy. Could be wrong though. Awesome. These poles that you see at the side of the road, they're actually snow poles. That's so when the road is completely covered in snow, you can't see anything at the sides of the roads or anything. The snow poles tell you where the actual road is. They do have snow gates up here though, just near the Green Welly, and if it's really bad weather up here they close the snow gates, you don't get past because you would just get stuck. In the summer, you can go up the ski lift, just have a walk about at the top. I've been up the ski lift in the summer and took my mountain bike, me and a couple of guys from work, and basically they've got a few trails. I mean, pretty hairy right enough, but you can take your bike up on the ski lift and you can cycle back down. Absolutely amazing. So this is the road to the ski centre. There's a cafe up here with panoramic views, so we'll go and do that. Not sure exactly where I'm going. I think I'll take my bike over the other side a wee bit. Awesome, what a great place to sit and have your breakfast. Better if the bike goes in from this way, just the way it's going to lean. So this is Glen Coe Mountain Resort. Very nice scenic cafe. So the sun's out, so we'll go and get a coffee. So I'll turn the camera off and I'll see you in a bit. Right, so a nice rolling egg and a hot chocolate at the Mountain Resort Cafe. It's a cracking place, this. They rebuilt it a few years ago because it burnt down. But it's very popular. You can camp, bits for camper van, you've got your pods, and folk go up the ski lift in the summer just to walk. And like I say, a lot of folk take their mountain bikes up and cycle down. And I've done that, and it is great fun, but it's exceptionally hairy. I mean, they are pretty rough tracks, but yeah, all good fun. Wouldn't do it now, too old. Probably fall off and break a leg or something. Too dangerous. Stick to motorbikes. Right, sorry about the coughing. So, let's set off. So we'll head up Glen Coe, get some absolutely amazing scenery. We'll head to Glen Coe village and then out through Glen Coe village to Fort William. Fort William will probably be the next proper stop, but I might stop to take the odd photo. We'll see. I don't know the names of all the mountains up here. I know a few. Well, probably three. And they're the Three Sisters. I know Ballachulish Moor, which is a famous hill, and Ben Cruelist, which is across from it. So that mountain over there, that's the Ballachulish Moor. Probably the most photographed mountain in Scotland. And that one over there, that's Ben Cruelist, with the one that's kind of flatter on the top. I would love to climb that Ben Cruelist in the winter when it's snowy, because you get some brilliant photographs of the Glen Coe and the Buchel. It's on my bucket list. I'll do it. The road that goes down to the left, down the left hand side of Ballachulish Moor, takes you down to Glen Etive. And at the bottom of Glen Etive you've got Loch Etive. Glen Etive's one of my most favourite places in Scotland. It's absolutely amazing. I love it. Single track road probably for about 6 or 7 miles till you get to the bottom. But it's absolutely incredible. But that's for another day. Scenery is just spectacular. Look at that. The hills in the distance there on the left, they're called the Three Sisters. It's like 3 hills side by side. There's another cottage along the road here on the right hand side, more infamous because it used to be owned by Jimmy Savile. It's been wrecked a few times, it's totally derelict, but I think they've got planning permission to knock it down, which is probably the best idea. And there's a bit on the left here where in the winter there's a massive waterfall, but it's tiny at the moment, but in the winter it's a huge waterfall, or even in the summer when we've had a lot of rain, it's a massive waterfall. It's really nice. So coming through this part of the glen, the Three Sisters on the left and the infamous cottage straight ahead just round this bend. There it is. The Three Sisters. Absolutely amazing. Look at that, it's like something out of Jurassic Park. There's a bit up there called the Lost Glen. You need to climb up between the mountains and it's pretty spectacular as well. I mean, look at that. Awesome. Up here they have, obviously in Scotland they have lochs. Up in Glen Coe there's a lot of mini lochs and they call them lochins. Now you can see the wee bridge. You've got to walk across the wee bridge. I think you can take a car over. Well, obviously you can because there is a car over there, but I don't know if I'd fancy taking a car. Now I'm going to take this wee road on the right. This is like a back road to Glen Coe, but there's a place called the Clachaig Inn, which I've stayed at a few times. It's really good, popular with hill walkers. So this is the Clachaig Inn on the left. Like I say, very popular with hill walkers and stuff. They've got chalets and there's wee rooms at the back, almost like motel type setup, and you've got the actual inn itself, which is hundreds and hundreds of years old, and you walk out in the morning and that's what you see. Absolutely amazing. There's a few campsites up here. Well, there's a campsite, there's a YMCA place, and there's the Red Squirrel campsite. I've never stayed, like I say, I've never camped up here. If I was coming to Glen Coe to camp, I would camp in the Red Squirrel campsite. I pull over here. See, it's a really rough road. If I pull over just here for a second, we can go down and have a wee look, just to let you see what it's like, because it is really smart, really cool. So if I just leave my bike there. There we go. Let's go. Turned it off yet. Morning. Cattle grid. Don't fancy taking my bike over that either. This is called the Torrin Lochin, because I can see it in the sign. But I mean, look at that. That is just amazing. Some days you'll come up here and later on, it's hard to photograph sometimes when the sun's right in front like that, but you come up later on and the sun's round the back here and it's just incredible. And sometimes the water is so still and you've not got any of these plants floating on the top, and you get the most spectacular reflections. I mean, look at that. That is just incredible. I mean, look at the trees, mountains, Lochin. There's places down there actually where you can rent for holidays and stuff. So I mean, that is just spectacular, isn't it? Right. Next stop, Glen Coe village. Just got to watch this road for cars. Single track road with passing places. You do get a lot of cars flying round these roads. So that's the Red Squirrel campsite down there. I mean, it's quite a few tents there. I would come up here and camp, I think. I'm going to see how I get on this tonight. But I would come back maybe, and I'll absolutely come back and camp. I mean, if I took the car, I could bring my dog Snoopy. He would love it. Alison's not so keen on sleeping in a tent, but done it in the past. But there's a very famous mountain at Glen Coe village. It's called the Pap of Glen Coe. Get some spectacular photos from the top. I've never climbed it. I've done a few Munros, but I've not done any up here. I think I've done about 5 or 6. With one of my pals, Bill, he's done dozens. He's done the West Highland Way and the Cape Wrath Trail and all that. I don't know how he does it. He's 10 years older than me. 71. Right, car, slow down. Glen Coe Lochin up here on the right hand side. Apparently there's a big fancy house, and way back, like many years ago, it was bought by a Canadian, and I think his wife missed some of the landscape and scenery from Canada, so he actually built the Lochin. It's man-made, this one. Well, you'll not be able to see it because you've got to park and then walk for like 10-15 minutes, but it's absolutely spectacular. I have got photographs of it. If I can find a photograph, I might put a picture in, put an actual picture in the video so you can see what it looks like. But the guy actually built it himself for his wife, so that she could feel a bit more at home and feel as if she was back in Canada. They emptied it a couple of years ago. I don't know why they emptied it, to clean it out maybe, I don't know, but the last time I was up there was hardly any water in it. So this is Glen Coe village, just a very small village nestled in the middle of the mountains. Look at that thatched cottage. Probably one of the first houses in Glen Coe village. Um, it's a cracking wee place. There's a couple of nice cafes and that. But yeah, it's awesome. Awesome wee place. How are we doing for fuel? We'll get fuel in Fort William, I think. Loads of wee craft shops and all that. This is Loch Leven. There's a hotel up here, Loch Leven Hotel. I've stayed there a few times. They used to have a wee annex outside, which at the back of the hotel, which was fantastic because there was only 2 rooms in it, and it was great if you wanted to take your dog. We went with our old dog Ben, and he loved it. We'll go in here. This is a place called Ballachulish. I'll just go in here and drive round. There's an old slate quarry on the left, which is pretty spectacular. There's basically a shop, a few houses, a craft centre and stuff like that. But I'll drive round, and then on the way back, in the left here is the quarry. It's absolutely brilliant. Some nice bikes. I'll just go up here and turn. There's a brilliant wee hardware shop there. Absolutely awesome. So this is Ballachulish. Good Scottish name. We'll go up here and park. I'll stop just for a second, just so you can see. Just so you can see the slate quarry. I'll just stop here beside these bikes. Wow. I mean, how good is this? This is just awesome. Absolutely amazing. I mean, look. Right. So, next stop, Fort William.